The girl's chest was covered in bloodstains. Seeing her gasp for air and discomfort, the man couldn't bear it and quickly grabbed the scissors to cut open the bandages on her chest. Once the bandages were removed, Anna was finally able to breathe properly. It turned out that Anna's well-endowed figure had always been a source of trouble for her. Even while she was still in school, feeling embarrassed, she had wrapped bandages around her chest to hide her figure. George hadn't expected that Anna's long hair and her body were actually two of her greatest worries. Anna was George's fiancée, and not only did she help him clean his room without a single complaint, but she was also always ready to assist him, even with the smallest of things, like washing his face. She would notice the dark circles under his eyes from staying up late and would gently remind him to get some rest. Whenever George was troubled, Anna would approach him with a soft, comforting touch. Despite Anna's incredible caring nature and gentle demeanor, George's attitude towards her was cold and distant. This was because Anna had been chosen by his father as his fiancée. A month ago, George had been involved in a car accident. His mother was declared dead at the scene, and his right hand had been severely injured. His father revoked his inheritance rights, sending him to live in the countryside. Even his siblings believed that it wasn't his mother who should have died, but him. In his despair, George thought that loneliness would be his fate until death. However, one snowy, stormy night, a knock echoed through the door. When George opened it, he was met with a beautiful, bright-eyed girl standing outside. She introduced herself as Anna. George assumed the girl was sent here to pay off a debt. With that thought in mind, George took off his coat and draped it over Anna's thin shoulders, reminding her softly to avoid catching a cold. He then sent her to her room before turning and walking away. The next day came quickly. George had spent the entire night awake. Every time he closed his eyes, he could hear the sounds of insults echoing in his mind. Suddenly, the sound of footsteps broke through his depressive thoughts. It was Anna, who had arrived the day before, now cleaning the house. George was startled by the unexpected noise. After a brief exchange, he locked himself in his room, but Anna boldly opened his door, tidied his room, and even went to town to buy a basket of fresh vegetables. She even mended his torn pants.
I noticed these had a hole, so I patched them up for you.
Those are my long dogs! So you just go around mending men's underwear?
What? Your underwear?
Yeah, and it's a little late to be scandalized.
Later that night, unable to sleep, George wandered into the living room. Anna, noticing the change in atmosphere, quietly followed him. She lit a nearby stove, sat next to him, and offered him warm milk. As she gently sang a lullaby, the familiar tune brought George's memories rushing back, reminding him of his mother. As his thoughts wandered back to the tragic car accident, he couldn't keep calm when looking at his crippled right hand. Seeing George's sorrow, Anna approached him and gently stroked his head, allowing him to rest his weary soul in her embrace. At first, Anna had been anxious about coming here, but when she met George, she realized that he was gentle, so her fear quickly dissipated. Still, she noticed that George was still not convinced of her sincerity. So, Anna decided to show him through action. George, still unfamiliar with his fiancée of just 2 days, was taken aback when she suggested they sleep together that night. But Anna had brought her own bedding. This moment shattered George's illusions. Feeling disappointed, he threw aside the extra pillow she had prepared. But Anna, understanding his thoughts, explained that she believed such things should wait until marriage.
I promise. I will save myself for you, Mr. Tamahiko.